Chapter 2. Communication Skills for Employee Success. Effective Business Writing. Effective communication is essential for success in the corporate sector. Your ability to communicate your ideas succinctly and effectively may make all the difference whether you're sending an email, creating a report, or preparing a business document. In this part, we'll look at a variety of writing strategies for emails, reports, and other business papers that are clear and succinct. You may successfully convey your thoughts, leave a lasting impression, and get the results you want by mastering these skills. 1. Recognize your audience. Understanding your audience before writing any business message is crucial. Who will read the email, report, or document you send? What are their requirements and hopes? Your message will be more effective and attract your audience's attention if it is tailored to them. Take into account their degree of knowledge, their position within the company, and their experience with the field. Understanding your audience can help you pick the right language, tone, and degree of information to convey your message clearly. 2. Begin with a specific goal. Starting with a specific goal can help you write more successfully. What do you hope your email, report, or paper will accomplish? Are you trying to educate, convince, or demand action? Establishing your goal can help you maintain focus and organize your work appropriately. Be certain that your goal is SMART, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. This will guarantee that your communication is goal and outcome driven. 3. Make your subject line brief and clear. The subject line of an email is what your receiver sees right away. It should succinctly summarize your email's content. A clever subject line may pique the interest of your receiver and persuade them to open and read your email. Use precise and evocative wording instead of generic or ambiguous topic lines. For instance, you may write request for meeting, project update, and next steps rather than meeting. This clearly communicates the email's goal and establishes reasonable expectations. 4. Make a powerful opening. It's critical to grab the reader's attention right away when writing for business. Your introduction ought to be intriguing and captivating. Start out by posing a challenging query, revealing a startling fact, or sharing a pertinent tale. This will hook your reader and compel them to read more right away. Instead of using conventional introductions, try to be creative and distinctive. 5. Be specific and brief. Clarity and conciseness are two of the most important characteristics of excellent business writing. Your writing should be clear, which means that your reader should have no trouble understanding it. Avoid using jargon and technical phrases unless absolutely essential, and be sure to fully explain any complicated concepts or ideas. Your writing should also be succinct, which simply means that it should be short and direct. Repetition, wordiness, and excessive detail should be avoided. Remain focused on the most important details and explain them briefly. 6. Use headings and bullet points. Use of headers and bullet points is beneficial for presenting information in reports and other business papers. You may convey information in a clear, digestible manner by using bullet points. Use them to draw attention to important details, make a list, or provide examples. On the other hand, headings assist in organizing your information and lead the reader through the page. Use detailed titles that make it apparent what each section's contents are. Your document will become more organized, scannable, and readable as a result. 7. Employ visual aids. Charts, graphs, and other visual aids may significantly improve the impact and clarity of your business communications. They may make your material more interesting, help you communicate difficult information, and demonstrate patterns or trends. To bolster your main points or convey information in a more aesthetically pleasing manner, use visual aids judiciously. However, be sure that your visual aids are understandable, pertinent, and clear. Keep your pictures simple and uncluttered to avoid confusing or distracting your viewer. 8. Review and edit. It is essential to check and modify your work before delivering any business communications. Make sure your sentences are well structured, check for spelling and grammatical mistakes, and remove any extraneous or redundant content. Aloud reading your work might help you see any uncomfortable or ambiguous language. Consider also asking a trustworthy advisor or a coworker for their opinion. They could spot mistakes or provide fixes that you might have overlooked. Proofreading and editing your work demonstrates professionalism and attention to detail. 9. Continue. It is crucial to follow up if required after sending an email, submitting a report, or sharing a business document. Give your receiver an appropriate amount of time to reply or take action if you're anticipating a response or action from them. If your email or paper calls for a choice or action, think about incorporating a call to action that is unambiguous and a time frame. By following up, you may show that you are dedicated to the situation and guarantee that your message is received. 10. Constantly enhance. Writing for business purposes effectively is a talent that may be developed through time. Spend some time thinking back on your previous messages and identifying areas that may be improved. To learn how your communication is received, ask for feedback from your coworkers, bosses, or customers. Spend money on professional growth tools as well, such as business writing books, programs, or seminars. You may become a more effective communicator and have better job success by continually honing your writing abilities. In conclusion, the ability to write effectively for business is essential for success in the workplace. You may successfully express your ideas and get the results you want by knowing your audience, beginning with a clear aim, and employing strategies like clear subject lines, powerful introductions, and succinct writing. Additionally, you may improve the impact and clarity of your message by adding visual aids, bullet points, and headers. Keep in mind to revise and reread your writing, follow up as needed, and always work to enhance your business writing abilities. You may learn good business writing with time and effort and differentiate yourself in the workplace. Oral communication in the workplace. Effective oral communication skills have become a key tool in the job in today's fast-paced and connected environment. The ability to speak clearly and confidently may have a significant influence on your professional performance, whether you're giving a presentation, taking part in meetings, or interacting with others on your team. We will go in depth on how to improve good oral communication skills for a variety of job circumstances in this chapter. In order to master oral communication in the workplace, let's start this trip. Part 1: The influence of powerful verbal communication. Understanding the importance and power of excellent oral communication in the workplace is crucial before we get into the practical parts of building oral communication skills. Oral communication is about more than simply information transmission, it's also about forming connections, persuading people to agree with you, and motivating them. Oral communication skills allow you to make a lasting impression on coworkers, bosses, and subordinates. Let's examine the main advantages of excellent oral communication at work. 1. Establishing rapport and trust. You build rapport and trust with your coworkers when you communicate well. The basis for effective cooperation and collaboration is this trust. 2. Influencing and persuading. Verbal communication gives you the power to convince and influence other people. Effective oral communication skills are crucial for every situation when you need to persuade a group of people to embrace a new approach or convince a customer to buy your goods. 3. Leadership development. Aspiring leaders must have strong oral communication abilities. Leaders must clearly convey their expectations, inspire their team, and define their vision. 4. Conflict resolution. You may settle problems effectively if you have effective oral communication abilities. You may come up with mutually beneficial solutions by sharing your worries, actively listening, and empathizing. 5. Professional presentations. Delivering engaging presentations requires strong oral communication abilities. The ability to interest your audience is crucial while providing a project update or making a fresh concept presentation. Part 2: Mastering powerful oral communication techniques. Now that we are aware of how crucial excellent oral communication is in the job, let's look at some realistic ways to improve these abilities. The following are some tactics you may use. 1. Clear and concise communication. Clarity is one of the key components of good oral communication. Practice communicating your ideas clearly and succinctly without using superfluous jargon or difficult terms. Use clear, universally understood language. 2. Active listening. Active listening is equally as vital as speaking when it comes to effective oral communication, which is a two-way process. Focus on the speaker, make eye contact, and use verbal and non-verbal clues to demonstrate active listening by being interested and attentive. 3. Nonverbal communication. In oral communication, nonverbal clues are crucial. Pay attention to your tone of speech, body language, and facial emotions. To prevent misunderstanding, make sure that your verbal and nonverbal communication are consistent. 4. Organizational skills. Spend some time planning your message and organizing your ideas before engaging in any spoken communication. Use an introduction, key ideas, and conclusion to logically and cogently organize your message. This will enable you to communicate your point clearly and prevent misunderstandings. 5. Practice and rehearse. Practice is the key to enhancing oral communication abilities. Practice your communication skills whenever you can, whether it be via presentations, dummy meetings, or role-playing. Practice your speech, being mindful of your tempo, clarity, and delivery. 6. Engaging your audience. It's important to engage your audience while doing oral presentations. To hold your audience's interest, use narrative skills, humor, and visual assistance. To promote engagement and sustain attention, use interactive components. 7. Flexibility. Flexibility is necessary for effective speech communication. Depending on the occasion and target audience, adjust your communication style and tone. Make your message specific to the personality types, cultural backgrounds, and degrees of competence of the audience. 8. Feedback and reflection. To pinpoint areas that need development, ask trustworthy coworkers or mentors for their opinions. Consider your own actions, noting your strengths and faults. The secret to perfecting oral communication skills is constant development. Part 3. Overcoming oral communication obstacles. It might be difficult to acquire excellent oral communication abilities. Let's examine some typical obstacles and ways to overcome them. 1. Nervosity and anxiety. Speaking in front of others often causes people to feel uneasy and anxious. Practice relaxation methods, such as deep breathing or visualization, to get through this. Start in more intimate settings and progressively increase your confidence. 2. Language problems. Oral communication might be difficult in multicultural organizations due to language problems. Look for chances to improve your language abilities and cultural awareness. Avoid using idioms or slang that may not be understood by everyone and stick to plain English instead. 3. Technical issues. In the era of digital technology, technical issues might obstruct spoken communication. Get acquainted with the tools and technologies you'll be utilizing beforehand. In the event of a technological malfunction, have a backup plan prepared and keep your composure. 4. Handling challenging questions or interruptions. You can have interruptions or challenging questions during meetings or presentations. Be ready for such circumstances by preparing thoughtful replies to any queries that may arise. When speech is cut off, acknowledge the interruption and ask nicely to continue. 5. Time management is essential when communicating verbally. Practice time management by establishing specific goals, coming up with an agenda, and staying within the allotted time. Be cognizant of the time limits and refrain from digressing. Successful oral communication abilities are essential for career success. You may create lasting connections, motivate people, and successfully deal with obstacles at work by honing these talents. Keep in mind to practice often, ask for comments, and always become better. You may master oral communication and improve your professional influence with hard work and patience. So, use the power of great oral communication to your advantage and reach your full potential at work. Conflict resolution and negotiation. The workplace is not an exception to the rule that conflict is an inherent element of life. In reality, because of the high stakes and the variety of personalities involved, workplace disagreements may sometimes be more difficult and sensitive to handle. Conflicts should not, however, be seen negatively or destructively. When handled well, disagreements may promote development, invention, and greater bonds between people. Understanding conflict resolution tactics and negotiating methods to address disagreements at work will be a major focus of this chapter. By the conclusion of this chapter, you will be equipped with the skills and knowledge necessary to negotiate and settle disputes in the workplace, promoting a positive and successful work environment. Resolution of conflict techniques. 1. Identify the root problems. Finding the underlying problems that are producing the conflict is one of the first stages in fixing it in the workplace. Different beliefs, poor communication, competing objectives, or power struggles are just a few of the causes of conflicts in the workplace. Prior to trying to fix the disagreement, it is vital to take the time to comprehend its underlying causes. This may be achieved by having direct and honest contact with all parties. 2. Use active listening techniques. A crucial skill in conflict resolution is active listening. It entails paying close attention to and comprehending the viewpoint of the other person without interjecting or thinking of a response before it is completely formed. By engaging in active listening, you may reduce tension and create a climate that is favorable to dispute resolution by demonstrating respect and understanding for the other person's point of view. A better comprehension of the underlying problems is also made possible through active listening, which may help with problem solving. 3. Distinguish emotions from the problem. Strong emotions are often triggered by conflicts, which may impair judgment and prevent a successful settlement. It's critical to keep emotions apart from the situation at hand and approach disagreements with a cool, collected attitude. By taking a step back, developing self-awareness, and being aware of your own emotional triggers, you may do this. You may approach confrontations in a more objective and helpful way by concentrating on the facts and the intended goal rather than making personal attacks or acting emotionally. 4. Discover common ground. In order to resolve disputes and arrive at mutually beneficial solutions, common ground must be found. Look for common objectives or interests that might act as a basis for compromise. You may establish a spirit of cooperation and promote a constructive climate for resolving disputes by identifying areas of agreement. Finding common ground also helps in refocusing attention from viewpoints to interests, enabling more original and mutually beneficial solutions. 5. Work together to solve problems. One side should not win at the expense of the other in the process of resolving a dispute. Instead, it need to try to come up with solutions that take into account the requirements and objectives of all stakeholders. Working together to find innovative solutions that satisfy everyone's demands is known as collaborative problem solving. This strategy calls for direct and honest communication, attentive listening, and a readiness to consider other viewpoints. You may foster a feeling of ownership and commitment to the settlement by including all participants in the decision-making process. Techniques for negotiation. 1. Get ready and set goals. Preparation is the key to successful negotiating. Spend some time outlining your goals and expected results before starting a negotiation. Identify possible areas of compromise while taking into account the objectives and goals of all parties. This will improve your chances of coming to a mutually beneficial agreement by enabling you to go into the discussion knowing exactly what you want to accomplish. 2. Recognize the viewpoint of the opposing party. Gaining a thorough knowledge of the opposing party's viewpoint is essential for successful negotiation. Try to put yourself in their position and consider the matter from their perspective. This will enable you to foresee their requirements, worries, and possible objections. You may establish rapport and create an atmosphere that is favorable to fruitful negotiation by demonstrating empathy and understanding. 3. Express yourself clearly. In a negotiation, effective communication is crucial. Express your demands, interests, and suggested solutions in a direct and aggressive manner. To completely comprehend the other party's stance and concerns, use active listening techniques. Avoid making personal attacks or acting aggressively in your discussion. Instead, be courteous and professional. You may raise the possibility of coming to a favorable agreement by keeping open lines of communication and encouraging a collaborative environment. 4. Look at win-win options. The goal of negotiation should not be to get a victory at the cost of the other side. Instead, try to come up with solutions that satisfy the needs and interests of all parties. Find original solutions and choices that may meet everyone's demands. This requires adaptability, ingenuity, and a readiness to consider many options. You may create trust and come to agreements that are long-lasting by concentrating on common goals and advantages. 5. Have a compromise mindset. Compromise is a common component in negotiation. Be willing to compromise and seek a middle ground. Set priorities for your goals and exercise some latitude on less important matters. This shows the other person that you are prepared to work towards a solution and may inspire them to do the same. To avoid compromising on non-negotiables, it's crucial to be aware of your boundaries. Achieve your goals while retaining the integrity of your stance by striking a balance. Negotiation and conflict resolution are crucial business abilities. You may handle problems successfully, promote cooperation, and arrive at mutually beneficial agreements by learning negotiating skills and conflict resolution procedures. Remember to maintain composure and reason while dealing with disagreements, engage in active listening, and look for areas of agreement. In negotiations, it's important to plan carefully, communicate clearly, and concentrate on finding win-win solutions. By honing these abilities, you can foster a positive and productive work atmosphere that will benefit everyone's career and personal development. Assertive communication. For the purpose of effectively and politely expressing ideas, views, and demands, developing assertive communication skills is vital. It entails striking a balance between being passive and aggressive as well as understanding how to communicate effectively in a manner that fosters positive connections and leads to the desired results. We will examine the tenets and methods of assertive communication in this chapter, as well as how to develop this ability in different situations. Assertive communication, understanding. Direct, sincere, and courteous expression of oneself is known as assertive communication. It entails standing out for your wants and rights while also taking into account the needs and rights of others. Contrary to aggressive communication, which ignores the demands of others and imposes one's own agenda, or passive communication, which entails avoiding confrontation and concealing one's own wants, assertive communication aims for a win-win solution. 1. The assertion's power. With the use of assertive communication, people may successfully communicate their needs, wants, and views without violating the rights of others. It encourages free communication, fosters trust, and strengthens connections. People who are aggressive can set limits, settle disagreements, and effectively represent their interests. 2. Advantages of assertive communication. There are several advantages to learning aggressive communication techniques. It supports the development of self-confidence, respect from others, and problem-solving skills. People who are assertive are better able to manage challenging circumstances, negotiate well, and maintain strong relationships. Additionally, they report less stress and more general contentment in both their personal and professional life. 3. Dissolving assertive communication barriers. Although assertive communication is preferred, there are often obstacles that prevent it from being used. These obstacles may consist of a fear of disagreement, a lack of confidence, cultural standards, or bad experiences in the past. Identifying and removing these obstacles is crucial if you want to learn assertive communication techniques. Gaining confidence in assertive communication. 1. Awareness of oneself. Being self-aware is the first step in learning assertive communication techniques. Understanding one's own wants, values, and emotions is necessary for this. Individuals are able to communicate themselves truthfully and boldly when they are aware of their own ideas and emotions. 2. Listening actively. In order to communicate assertively, one must actively listen to others as well as express oneself. Asking clarifying questions, displaying empathy, and paying close attention to the speaker are all examples of active listening. People may better grasp other people's viewpoints and react to them when they engage in active listening. 3. Utilize I statements. Use of I statements is one powerful, forceful communication strategy. Using I statements enables people to convey their own sentiments and needs without attacking or criticizing others, as opposed to blaming or accusing them. For instance, one may say, "I get annoyed when I am interrupted," as opposed to, "You often interrupt me." 4. Communicating boundaries. Setting and establishing limits is a part of assertive communication. This entails defining for oneself exactly what constitutes acceptable and inappropriate behavior. Individuals may create healthy relationships and stop others from stepping over their limits by assertively and respectfully stating their boundaries. 5. Resolution of conflict. Human relationship always involves conflict. The ability to communicate assertively is essential for resolving disagreements in a positive way. This is carefully listening to other people's viewpoints, identifying points of agreement, and looking for win-win solutions. People may resolve arguments more successfully if they concentrate on the issue at hand rather than criticizing the other party. 6. Nonverbal communication. Assertive communication greatly benefits from nonverbal cues. Body language, facial gestures, and voice tone are all part of it. The impact of assertive communication may be increased and sincerity can be communicated more effectively by maintaining eye contact, speaking in a calm, confident tone, and utilizing open body language. 7. Being assertive in a variety of situations. In a variety of settings, including interpersonal relationships, the job, and social encounters, assertive communication is useful. Different assertive communication techniques and methods may be necessary depending on the situation. Applying assertive communication techniques successfully requires an understanding of the unique dynamics and expectations of each situation. Adopting assertive communication techniques may result in more satisfying relationships, boosted self-esteem, and improved communication in general. People may build assertive communication skills that enable them to express themselves confidently and respectfully by engaging in active listening, employing I statements, stating limits, and resolving disagreements constructively. Remember that assertive communication is about striking a balance that respects both your needs and the needs of others rather than dominating or overwhelming others. It is a talent that may be developed through work and introspection. Building deeper relationships, getting greater results, and improving your overall communication efficacy will all occur as a result of your continued use of assertive communication techniques. Building relationships with colleagues. Building effective connections with coworkers is essential for success and personal fulfillment in the modern workplace. Fostering these connections and establishing a positive workplace culture depend heavily on effective communication. Colleagues who respect and trust one another are better able to work together, solve difficulties quickly, and accomplish shared objectives. In this part, we'll look at a variety of tactics and ideas for communicating well with coworkers and fostering lasting connections. The foundation of connection. 1. Active listening. Active listening is a crucial cornerstone for establishing good connections with coworkers. You may show your coworkers that you appreciate and cherish their ideas and opinions by actively listening to them. Concentrate on the following strategies in order to practice active listening. Pay attention. When a colleague is speaking, pay close attention to what they are saying. To show that you are engaged, put distractions aside and establish eye contact. Demonstrate empathy. Try to put yourself in your coworker's shoes to comprehend their perspective. Empathy encourages communication and contributes to a positive workplace culture. Make sure you grasp what your colleague has said by reflecting back on it. To demonstrate that you are paying attention and seeking clarification, paraphrase what they say. Pose open-ended inquiries. By asking open-ended questions, you might persuade your colleagues to provide additional information. This not only shows that you are interested but also promotes deep dialogue. 2. Creating rapport and trust. In order for a connection to be effective, whether it be personal or professional, there must be trust and chemistry. Consider the following tactics to increase coworker trust and rapport. Be dependable and responsible. Prove to your coworkers that they can rely on you. Respect deadlines, keep your word, and accept accountability for your deeds. Continuity fosters confidence. Show support. When your coworkers need it, step up and provide it. Work together on projects, provide helpful criticism, and congratulate their accomplishments. Supporting one another builds collaboration and a feeling of brotherhood. Treat your coworkers with respect, no matter what their position or responsibility may be. Respect their own choices, cultural differences, and limits. A good work atmosphere is built on respect and thoughtfulness. Become skilled at effective conflict resolution. Any workplace will inevitably have conflicts. When disagreements develop, resolve them quickly and proactively. Seek for areas of agreement with all sides, pay attention to what they have to say, and attempt to reach an amicable conclusion. 3. Honest, direct communication. Building strong connections with coworkers requires open and honest communication. Misunderstandings are reduced and trust is boosted when communication is open and constant. For efficient communication, take into account the following tactics. Be upfront and honest with your coworkers while sharing information. Transparency fosters trust and averts the spread of rumors and misconceptions. Speak plainly and concisely, stay away from jargon or other technical terms that might confuse your coworkers. To make sure that everyone understands, use plain, basic language. Put active feedback into practice, offer frequent feedback to your coworkers, both constructive and positive. Individuals may develop and get better with feedback, and it shows that you care about their achievement. Express expectations. Be careful to express your expectations in a clear manner and to comprehend those of your coworkers. This alignment promotes collaboration and avoids miscommunication. 4. Celebrating inclusion and diversity. In today's multicultural workplaces, recognizing diversity and promoting inclusiveness are essential for forging strong bonds with coworkers. Everyone will feel appreciated and respected when diversity is celebrated. Take into account the following tactics to encourage diversity and inclusion. Accept diverse viewpoints. Encourage your coworkers to offer their original thoughts and opinions. Accepting other points of view encourages creativity and imaginative problem solving. Avoid prejudice and preconceptions. Be aware of prejudice and stereotypes that could influence how you interact with coworkers. No matter what their history or identity, everyone should be treated fairly and with respect. Create welcoming environments. Promote an atmosphere where everyone is made to feel welcome and heard. Promote teamwork. Give everyone a voice in decision-making, and guarantee that everyone has an equal chance to develop and flourish. Educate yourself. Take the effort to learn more about the backgrounds, cultures, and experiences of others. You will be better able to comprehend and appreciate the variety of your coworkers with this information. In conclusion, developing strong working connections with coworkers is crucial for a successful and rewarding career. The foundation of these partnerships is effective communication, which fosters mutual trust, cooperation, and support. You may establish a pleasant work atmosphere and form meaningful relationships with your coworkers by participating in clear and open communication, practicing active listening, developing trust and rapport, and celebrating diversity and inclusion. Keep in mind that having good connections with your coworkers helps you develop personally and also increases your productivity and success at work. Chapter 3. Communication skills for students. Effective presentation skills. Success in a variety of areas of life, including academic assignments, public speaking engagements, and classroom presentations, depends on having effective presenting abilities. Your personal and professional development may be substantially aided by your ability to convey your ideas clearly, engage your audience, and make an impression. This section will go in-depth on the art of improving presenting abilities and discuss approaches, strategies, and pointers that may make you a master presenter. Recognizing the audience. The significance of knowing your audience must be emphasized before delving into the nuances of building presenting abilities. Every presentation is different, and the secret to giving an effective presentation is to customize your message such that it appeals to your target audience. Spend some time learning about your audience so you can tailor your presentation to suit their require.